We've ranked the red, now it is time to dive into the blue. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling with a Smackdown tier list. They say that Saturday night is alright for fighting well, Friday night is alright for ranking. You want to talk about red pills, blue pills. I mean, watching WWE makes you want to take a lot of pills, but we have to do both brands. Here we go, we've ranked the Raw. There wasn't that much really in the top categories. We had CM Punk as a top star. We had Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre and Rey Mysterio in the main event scene. How will SmackDown go? Will we get more people in the top two categories, or will SmackDown see the mid-card categories and possibly the bottom two categories get filled more than Raw did?
I'm ready to pop some pills like 2009 per angle, so let's get stuck in. We've gave you Raw. I'm looking forward to SmackDown. As much as we don't like it, I like burying it. So that's one positive to take.
Yeah, it is one positive to take. Now, another positive to take is, or maybe you might see this as a negative, this video probably will not be as long due to the fact that SmackDown has less people on it, because it's a 2-hour show as opposed to Raw, which is a 3-hour show. Therefore, this video might not be as long. But what the good guys at Fog Entertainment, or Fog Wrestling should I say, could do is we could indeed just drag it out on purpose and make it longer.
We could, but here, there's only so long you can talk about jobbers like Dragon Lee.
Yeah, like, when we get to Candace Owens, I'm just not going to spend like 5 minutes talking about how shite she is.
No, it's a waste of time.
I'm just going to stick her in the You're Fired category and move on. Spoiler alert there, guys, for anybody that wants to know where Candace Owens is going.
The guy that thought she was going in top star.
And also, you know what I hate about Triple H? It's like, everything is so shite. He keeps the people that are in relationships together. Remember when McMahon was a bastard and he just used to, if you were in a relationship with someone, he would just move you brands?
That's funny though. I like that for McMahon. That's him keeping people on their toes. A toxic work environment.
You know what I mean? That was McMahon at his peak, making life as miserable as for people as he could.
He single-handedly caused Matt Hardy and Edge to go toe-to-toe with stuff like
that. By
the
way, I was actually in work today and I was speaking to a guy, and he said about how that Benoit spot, the diving thing on Booker T, he said that popped up in his timeline. That was mental, and I said, that could have paralysed Benoit. And it's like, see if that did. I mean, Benoit's life and his family's life would have probably changed quite a bit. But
absolutely. Here, Benoit could have been on this list.
If Benoit was on this list, where would you be putting him? For me, he's a main event.
He's not your top star.
He's not a top star, but he's a main event guy. Benoit.
He'd be what, 55 now, Benoit? 57?
I wonder if Benoit and Guerrero would still be wrestling at this point.
Nah, I think Benoit would be 57.
But see, Benoit, maybe not as much Guerrero, but see, Benoit, I don't know if he'd be that spectacle kind of wrestler. You know, the guy that maybe does a part-time schedule? Because Benoit's gimmick was a wrestler. You know, he's not like The Undertaker or Brock Lesnar or a Goldberg.
No.
I don't know. Is Benoit really an attraction? Is Benoit someone that you could just pull out every 3 or 4 months?
Well, what I would say is I think what he did kind of made him an attraction if you wanted to bring him back every 3 or 4 months.
I get that, but you understand my point.
Yes.
I'm not
June 2007.
I'm not sure Benoit had a lot of longevity when he got into the older years of his career. But anyway, enough talking about Benoit.
I won't be tonight.
He's not on this list. We'll start with who is on this list, and we have the phenomenal, but not so phenomenal these days, 46-year-old Alan Jones, a.k.a. AJ Styles.
If we're ranking Alan Jones, it's probably enhancement talent. He's just some guy, but it's AJ Styles.
Like, the guy hasn't lost a step in terms of... I mean, it's not his fault WWE don't book him anymore. I'm actually tempted to put him in the main event.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I mean, I think he's lower main event. I think that probably all the other guys in the main event will go above him. But for me, I think AJ Styles is still a main event.
I think you're holding out for a lot of guys in the main event here that I might not see.
For me, it's not AJ Styles' fault. The company's fucking misused him. Anyway, up next, Andrade. I think you're fired. Should never have been brought back. Let's just
waste of money.
Yep. Andrade absolutely sucks. This is just another Mexican. I mean, people are saying, "Oh, what are you on about Mexicans?" The fact is, I mean, you could have a conveyor belt of Mexicans. They're all the same. There's nothing special about Andrade. They just don't speak it. See guys that come out and wear a mask and don't speak English. They're a dime a dozen, you know. There's nothing spectacular about these guys.
See, Vince knew how to run a business. I'm not too convinced Triple H can. Because releasing people and then just bringing them back after McMahon's gone is not the correct way of doing business.
Yeah, it's like, I just think that you can only really be one guy with a mask on. Like, see Ultimo Dragon, maybe he would have been more popular if Rey Mysterio wasn't about.
Yeah.
But, when you've already got a luchador with a mask, it's like, do you really need another one?
Mask, nay mask. Andrade's in the bin. You can't mask shite, and he's fired.
I think the best way to go with Andrade is to acknowledge the fact that he is actually married to Charlotte and have him come out as Andrade Flair. Now, I know that would demasculate him because he'd be taking on his wife's name, but I think that's the best way forward for Andrade.
It's the only thing going for him, so he may as well.
Bring back that old drunk Ric Flair, be his manager.
Absolutely. But up next, we've got two Mexicans
that are going straight into the You're Fired category. Now, some people will say that we've put 3 Mexicans here in the You're Fired category, and that could mean something. Do you want to address that?
Debunk that? Well, I mean, if you watched the Raw one, Ray was pretty high up.
Yeah, we put Ray in the main event.
Here, there'll be loads of white and blacks and other colours in the fired categories. Don't fear it.
It's not our fault that the majority of the Mexicans on the roster suck, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's Triple H's fault. They're booked the exact same. You're Mexican, I'm Mexican. Let's team up, buddy.
But look at the fact that these two guys literally just switched the places of the LWO like it was absolutely nothing.
What was Savio Vega's group called in like 97? What were they called?
The Puerto Rican Body Snatchers or something?
They were good, they were unique. There was like turf war, gang wars. What the fuck's this?
When Savio Vega came back at Backlash, man, he got a massive pop.
It was like Diaz for Vice City the way he was walking, Popeye.
Bring him back. I want to see him back.
Well,
anyway,
next, Apollo Cruz.
Is it Apollo Cruz? Seeing you don't know who it is, that's not a bad sign. Look, I think Apollo Cruz done some alright stuff on...
Why is his face like deformed? Why is the middle of his face like it's been sucked in or something?
I don't know. Maybe he's had a 30-minute banger or something.
You know what? I'm actually going to put Apollo Cruz in the mid-card. See his vignettes in NXT. They were good.
Yeah, again, it's not his fault that he's misused them. Remember this guy was an Intercontinental Champion when he had that whole Nigeria... And people shat on that. Hold on. It got the guy an Intercontinental title, and it got him a singles match at WrestleMania, where he actually won. So, I mean, how bad was that run for him? Actually done no bad things for him.
Yeah, I'd put him in mid-card easy. I think if utilised more, he could move up, but...
Oh god. Ashanti Adonis, I believe this is.
Fire.
I would put him in enhancement talent. I mean, the guy's not really had he's not done anything to...
Who is he? I could... what group's he in?
I think he was in that group with the big fat guy that Joe Hendry makes fun of. Aye.
Joe Hendry.
I'd say he's not done anything to make me want to fire him.
Yeah, he's not done anything.
I know, but that means
he could disappear, no one would know.
Right, Baron Corbin.
He could be on Dexter's kill table, no one would bat a fucking eyelid.
Baron Corbin.
Mid-carder.
Mid-carder, not upper mid.
What I would say is he's like one more strike away for you're fired.
Yeah, I think if he fails, I think this run has to be successful. If this run isn't leading to much, then it could be the end of days. See what I done there? Could be the end of days for Baron Corbin. You know what though? I'd be tempted to put the guy upper mid card, but we'll stick him in the mid card because he needs to prove himself. He needs to do something with this run before we can put him any higher up. Bailey, the title reign has just kind of been like a wet fart really ever since WrestleMania.
I'm going to put her top of mid card, right? I'm sorry, she's just nowhere near the rest of the 4 horsewomen, and she doesn't feel like a big deal in the women's division.
Is she better on the mic than Sasha Banks?
Nah, she's fucking boring, man. Last night, what's her name? Not Maxine Dupree, what's the other one called?
Tiffany Stratton?
Chelsea Green.
So,
here's boring Bailey talking again.
Do you think Bailey was better when she had the kind of female John Cena gimmick?
Yep, the hugger, yep.
I think they should... See, like, there's just some people that I don't think you need to change. Some people can be a face forever and...
See, hugging and you know, hugging kids and hugging like the inflatables. I think you can be boring and make that work.
I think once you leave that though, you can never go back.
No, yeah. Absolutely. It's like Lance Storm going for the. Can I be serious for a moment? He could never go back to being a face.
No. Anyway, Bailey top of mid. Look, I think she's all right. She's just solid, but nothing more than. I'm never going to look at Bailey and go, holy fuck, Bailey, what a brilliant match, or what a brilliant promo, or I love Bailey, or I'm watching SmackDown tonight for Bailey. She's just like, solid. Not shite enough to get fired. Not shite enough to be a jobber. But not really good enough to be...
So she's a mid-carder.
Aye, pretty much, aye. Bianca Belair, I would go as far as saying probably the most overrated fucker on the roster. I cannot stand Bianca Belair. Now, I'm not going to say she deserves to be fired, like, because she's obviously athletic, and she can put on a good match and whatnot, and she's been multiple champion and all that good stuff, but I just do not care for Bianca Belair.
I don't either, but...
Also, I also think she's horrible on the mic and super fucking cringe. I would say she's probably somewhere in the mid-card. I would definitely put her behind Bayley. Probably behind Baron Corbin as well.
Put her below Apollo.
Behind Apollo?
Aye, you can have
like, I'm not going to be biased like that. I do think she's, as a performer in the ring, she's not bad. She's pretty decent, athletic and all that stuff, but just nah, for me. The EST, the cringy est, 100%. And I hate it every time again, she done it on SmackDown, she won, she's injured, she's holding her leg, gets to her feet, first thing she does is grab her ponytail and start swinging it. Really.
Absolute cringe.
Up next, got the Destroyer, the Almighty, Bobby Lashley. Main eventer for me. Just because he's Bobby Lashley and he's a fucking tank. You know what, the guy's never really improved on the mic much.
I think AJ Styles and Corbin, it's similar. It's like, you get one more strike, do something, or just leave and do something else.
For me, Bobby Lashley,
he's a main eventer, but let's do something with him, man.
Is he above AJ or below AJ?
Below AJ.
Below AJ? Yeah.
The Street Profits thing's just not work.
Yeah, it's killed him. It's absolutely. But WWE's got this like fetish now for factions. Everyone needs to have a faction. See if
there was a period where there was no factions in WWE.
Yeah, but the thing is, see if a faction's shite, that will 100% bring down the top guy in the faction.
Yep.
Like, look at LWO. You tell me that's been good for Rey Mysterio?
Nope.
It's fucking killed him. It's literally killed him.
Makes him look like he's got like 20 kids.
Same with Bobby Lashley. Teaming him up with the Street Profits and B-Fab's done nothing for Bobby Lashley.
Nope.
Now I'm not going to blame what's that one with Karrion Kross in it?
The Final Test.
Like they were doing nothing. Although what I would say is he's probably got worse since he joined that.
Final Test.
Aye. I would say he's probably got worse since he joined that.
No, absolutely.
Not that he was doing much, but yeah, like the factions, either they elevate you or they can bring you down. You know, like you look at Evolution, that elevated Batista and Randy Orton, but it could have worked the opposite way.
No, absolutely.
It could have been, here, why is Triple H and Ric Flair hanging about with these two bums? And that tends to be how it works with factions nowadays. You're Bobby Lashley dragged down to the level of the Street Profits and B-Fab. Rey Mysterio dragged down to the level of the LWO guys. Even, and not Andrade, Santos Escobar, I think he'd have a better chance on his own on the main roster than he would with those two, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. I think they're dragging him down big time.
No, absolutely, but here, it's the WWE way at the minute with the factions.
And it's the same with Carmelo Hayes, right? Yes, you could probably stick Carmelo Hayes in a faction with Ashanti and Apollo Cruz, but to me that would just pull down Carmelo.
All black guys. Right, anyway, Candace Owens up next.
Fired. Just fucking nothing nice to say about Candace Owens. Just boring as fuck.
She's probably
36
not as
years
boring
old.
as Johnny Gargano though.
Imagine how boring their kid is.
I know.
Damn. But yeah, fired for me. I just never really liked Candace Owens. Not a lot to say really.
Big Jade up next.
Big Jade Cargo. WWE, I don't think they've done a lot with her. I think her run's been shite. It was weird. First came in, didn't really do anything. Had that Royal Rumble appearance, and then basically wasn't shown for about 2 months after that.
I'm thinking up a mid-carder. I just don't. Unless she improves in the ring, I just don't think they'll get. I don't think she will be in a main event role. So that's what I'm going to go for.
I'd say, yeah, maybe upper mid-carder because she hasn't been tainted yet. You know, she's not got that scar tissue.
Aye.
But I could easily see us revisiting this in a year and be like, you know what, fucking jobber.
Yep.
Big jobber. Speaking of jobbers, up next we have another black guy. I don't know who it is. It's Cedric Alexander, I believe.
Fired. Get him in the bin. What's the point of him even being here?
Is he... Wait, hold on. Let's fix this order of the You're Fired category. Where's Cedric going? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I would actually say last.
Right, where's Candace going?
I would say that was fine.
Is that fine, that order?
I would say that. mean, Andrade's just in the door.
Right. Chelsea Green, I think one of the better women on the roster.
Upper mid-carder.
I would agree with that. Above Jade at the moment, or below Jade, or
Above her.
I think her whole gimmick with the whole management thing and being a Karen, I think it works. But for some reason, she can't buy a win. She's treated as an absolute loser. I don't understand it. You've got someone that's got a gimmick. You've got someone that's got a bit of personality. Someone that's extravagant. Why not just do something with her? Someone that's not boring. Someone that's not bland. Yet the only thing she does is eat pinfalls every week. Don't understand it. Anyway, speaking of boring and bland, we can definitely apply that to this next guy. It is Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Adrenaline in his soul, but he's just soul destroying.
He can have all the Robbie wants. He's not the top star. Never will be. So I'm going to put him in main event.
Well, he's not. What do you mean top star? He's never going to nut. Is he a main event? I mean, I guess by today's standards,
I just meant by today's standard, he is the top star.
He's a main eventer, but a very boring one.
Yep. Like last night, he's talking about War Games in 1992. He didn't mention Dusty by name, but he may as fucking well. I mean, who cares? No, but he's on about something that happened in the arena 32 years ago. See, Austin, when did he come out and talk about something that happened in the arena 50?
See, when Austin was there, nobody cared about what happened. They all cared about the moment. They all cared about right now.
Oh, Logan, 32 years ago, it was War Games, 92. What?
Like, see, when The Rock was coming out, did people care about, loose face and his 8-year title? No,
see that talk? I think it only works if you're actually addressing it from, like, the first person. Like, if The Rock's like, Cody, 22 years ago, I was in Toronto challenging Hollywood Hulk Hogan, brother.
Aye, anyway, where's Cody going? Above AJ, below AJ, or below Bobby?
I'd say below both of them.
I'd say that's my preferred option at the three. Up next, we have
what you got to bear in mind though as well is, I mean, Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles, I think they've been in the main event scene a lot longer, especially AJ Styles. Cody Rhodes is forced down our throat. None of those two have ever been that.
Well, I'll tell you what, see if you had to tell me to rank these guys in terms of my favourite, that would be my order.
Yep.
If I'm looking at an all-time thing. Right now, I don't know, because I mean, AJ and Lashley are doing absolute shit.
See, if you think of iconic moments in wrestling history, it's like AJ and Bobby Lashley. Even like Bobby Lashley running through the cage, the whole stuff with Trump and McMahon. What's Cody Rhodes really got?
Oh, he had a great feud with Lesnar. It's like, I mean, you compare Lashley's feud with Lesnar and you compare Cody Rhodes' feud with Lesnar.
Bobby who?
Up next we have Blair Davenport. I don't really think it should be fired because
I'm going to say jobber. It's like Poundland Page with this. It's like Poundland.
An unattractive Page.
Yeah, it's just fucking finesse. It's like a carbon copy.
Yeah. So we're going to go with jobber here then, or yeah, we'll go jobber. I mean, she could be an enhancement talent, but I think to be an enhancement talent, you need to actually have a series of losses first, and she's not really had that. So we'll go with jobber for now because I think that's probably the fair thing to do. Up next, we have the chick from NXT, Elektra Lopez. I think she should have got called up originally, decided not to do it. Then they called her up later when the group was pretty much already ruined. So I was like, nobody cares about Legado del Fantasma.
When have they ever called up a group for NXT and actually protected them?
Never. Getting called up for NXT is a death sentence. I mean, Adam Pearce can say he's trying to protect Braun Breaker. I mean, fucking, they haven't tried to protect anybody else.
It's like watching a wildlife program and they're like, oh, if every 10 cubs, one survives. That's what it's like for NXT.
Yeah, she's, I guess, a jobber, isn't she, really?
Yep.
No, I'll stick her below Blair Davenport, I mean, whatever.
Right, up next.
It's the Good Brothers.
Fired. No. I don't fly southwest. I've got a diamond Delta.
Yeah, I mean, they do a good Howard Finkel impersonation, but that doesn't exactly do much for me.
And that impersonation's like 8 years ago, by the way.
And I tell you what, I will put them top of your fire because I think they're the best, but you know what? Seeing you think of AJ Styles' like downfall, kind of did coincide with him coming back.
It did.
The Rhea Ripley problem. Remember they brought in
a certain Meechin.
Remember they brought in Meechin.
He's on this list, by the way.
Right, Johnny Gargano.
Fired.
Below or above his wife? What direction? What order?
He probably likes her behind him, so we'll do that.
Boom. Indy Hartwell.
Fired.
And
Beside her, we two tag
I was
team.
going to say enhancement talent, but sure, we'll stick her in here.
Again, fine example of just butchering her.
She was a champion as well.
Yep.
When she got called up. I mean, what the fuck happened there? Yeah, I'm not going to waste too much time. Just enhancement talent for me. Right, Kevin Owens.
I'm sick of Kevin Owens. He's just a fat guy, man. Big fat guy with a bowling ball under his fucking... Oh, I think he wishes it was a bowling ball. It's just flab.
Is he upper mid-card? Or is he mid-card? Or is he fucking lower than that?
I think he's mid-card, honestly.
Is he top of mid-card?
He doesn't have a look.
No, he doesn't.
His character's been the same for 9 years, man.
I'll stick him top of mid-card. LA Knight, for me, definitely a main eventer. I'd say he should be top, like.
Yeah. Just push him now. What are we waiting on?
You know what? I mean... I think you could make a case of top star, but
we'll see at the end, maybe.
I think the thing that's holding him back is he hasn't really got he doesn't draw the numbers, he doesn't really get the audience. I mean, he doesn't bring in the fuse for me to really put him as a top star. I think he should be pushed as a top star, but I don't think he's really got that top star credentials. He's not a numbers kind of guy that I've seen so far.
I think we're going to struggle on this list for numbers kind of guy.
Logan Paul, the only debate for me is whether he's a main eventer or a top star, and he's I would say probably just main eventer. I don't think he's a complete package yet. I'd probably put him above AJ, but below LA Knight right now. That would be where I would stick Logan Paul.
I think Logan Paul's at a level now where he could probably headline any pay-per-view, and I don't think you could even complain about it. If it was done right.
Would you agree behind LA Knight, or would you maybe argue higher?
I think just behind LA Knight.
I agree with that, right? Carmelo Hayes, again, I'm going to say it. I think this guy's a main eventer. Watched his run in NXT. He's got... I mean, you look at Cody and you look at this guy. One of them's got ounces of fucking charisma, and it's not Cody Rhodes.
His promos last night with LA Knight, going back and forth, were brilliant.
I would put him in front of AJ.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I agree with that.
This guy, the only thing he's not got going for him is his size. But you don't really need to be.
That's funny though. See if he took Cody Rhodes his last 2 years away from him.
Fucking jobber.
He wouldn't be here.
Michin, probably fired, I'd say.
Not probably is.
Yeah, I think she was lucky not to get fired in that last bunch of releases.
So?
Where's she going though? I'll stick her in front of Andrade. Andrade is pish. Nakamura. Nakamura. Is he a mid-carder? Is he an upper mid-carder? Is he a fucking jobber?
I think he's right beside Kevin Owens.
I prefer him over Kevin. I think he cuts better promos than Kevin Owens.
He does.
I'm gonna stick him up above Kevin Owens. Naomi,
jobber for me.
Yeah, I'd stick a top of jobber though.
Top of jobber, but
it's either top of jobber or bottom of mid card.
It's like you look at her and Andrade. At least they've dealt with her in a better way since coming back.
I agree. Nia Jax, I think, due to her size, she should be. She should be she should be used as a big deal in the women's division.
Yeah, I'd say beside Big Jade there.
Big Jade. I'd say below Jade though.
They had a decent wee match last night.
Randy Orton, main eventer for me.
Yeah, he's not the top star.
No.
Has he ever been the top star?
Probably not.
I would say the closest Orton got was probably about 2009 when he's feuding with like the McMahons.
Even then, he was still a bit boring though.
No, he was, but at least he did feel like a big deal.
Where's he going though in terms of this? How high would you put him? Like,
I'd say just in front of AJ Styles.
That's where I was actually going to stick him. This Piper Niven fired for me. I'll stick her.
There's definitely not enough.
Yeah, she can go bottom. She can go below Cedric. The two gay boys. I don't mind them. I think they're all right.
Gay boys.
They've got a character. I can respect that. But
jobbers.
What? I was going to stick them in the mid card. Like.
I don't see them anything other than jobbers though. I mean, they pretty much lose every match.
Let's stick them bottom of mid card. I think they're alright. Elton Prince and what's the other one called?
Check his hard drive.
Right, next, this guy looks like, is that Santos Escobar?
Yep. Santos Escobar. Santos. Los Santos.
Mid card or jobber?
Mid card. I like Santos Escobar.
How high do you
It's not his fault. Triple H can't sniff a burrito. I'm going to go for
Cruz.
I thought Apollo Cruz.
Solo Sikoa, honestly, for me, he is mid card at best.
Came in, felt good, Then he lost that match to Cody Rhodes just before Mania last year. And then, for whatever reason, he beats John Cena. And I'm like, right, this can get him back on track. And what happens?
Yeah, that one should have propelled him.
He's lost like 35 matches in a row.
And now he walks out with a swagger as if he's the fucking top man, as if he's the greatest thing ever. And it's like, it's so phony. See,
I know this is our list, right? And it's what we think. But I just look at him and I think, this guy's a fucking jobber. You can't lose 35 matches in a row for me to pretend you're anything.
Yeah, look, it is our list. Just because WWE want to portray him as the leader of the Bloodline doesn't mean we're going to put him in a top spot. For me, he's a mid-carder at best.
Yeah.
And how high?
I'd say just behind Kevin Owens.
I don't know. I think I prefer Bailey.
No,
Corbin.
See if they
and Escobar.
Right, that's fair enough.
Fucking stick
Let me
in here.
explain my point here. See if they wanted Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso, right, to feel any bit important. Why couldn't they have interacted with like The Rock and Reigns during the whole feud there going to Mania?
They just sat there like fucking bums.
Yeah.
No, but no.
I know he's acting the big man. Oh, I phone Roman every day, pal.
Yeah, no, I think sums it up though perfectly. Look at when Seth Rollins is in the crowd. He challenges The Rock to a match on Raw. The place goes mental. He then challenges Roman Reigns, and the crowd aren't as interested, but they still want to see it. And then he challenges Solo Sikoa, or Solo Sikoa makes a challenge, and all you hear is fucking crickets and boos.
Yeah.
Like, just nobody cared about him. Right, Street Profits, for me, mid-card. I think the best the Street Profits got was initially when they first came up, and they had, remember they did the news reporting gimmick?
Yeah, I would put them above Pretty Deadly.
But, yeah, nothing really. Up next, we've got the two new members of the Bloodline.
I'm sorry, right?
I think they're jobbers.
They're fucking jobbers.
I think they're jobbers. I'll stick them in between. I'd put Naomi higher.
And see what Triple H is doing.
Both of them in here?
Yes. I can't tell them apart. I know one of them called Tammy Tonga, but I couldn't tell you which one's Tammy Tonga. See Triple H, he's going down the Tony Khan route, where he's bringing these guys in for New Japan.
And expects you to care about them?
Yeah. The only saving grace for these guys is that they're part of the Bloodline.
Could you imagine if these guys actually weren't related in some way to The Rock?
Oh, aye.
Like, I mean, like, nobody would give a fuck. Like, no, not that people do care, but...
Maybe that's what Tony Khan should do. He should just pretend they're all related to someone. Although he's got no one.
Oh, look at this guy. He's related to the Young Bucks. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We're down at 621,000 viewers for Dynamite next week. Up next, we have Tegan Knox. Fired, I think. I'll stick her. The rainbow-haired warrior. Austin Theory. I'm sorry, I'm getting jobber vibes here for Austin Theory.
He's beat Cena. They've tried to put this guy over, man. But see, when you're cashing in your money in the bank for a US title shot.
Right, you know what, we'll go mid-card, but I think it's bottom mid-card.
Yeah, right.
Tiffany Stratton.
I think upper mid-card right in there. Top and upper mid-card, I think.
I'm tempted to put her in the main event, like, I think. Maybe bottom main event.
She's not even green, like, but I mean, I need to see a bit more.
So no women's going in. That's two lists we've made. No women in the main event there. Is that sexism on the part of Fog Wrestling?
Becky Lynch went in it.
Nah, she went in the upper mid-card.
Really?
Aye.
Fuck, so we've put these four women in the same category as Becky Lynch?
Aye. Tommaso Ciampa.
I think he's
better than Johnny Gargano.
He has a look.
I think we'll keep as a jobber.
Resident Evil 4 Big Cheese, then it may as well be nothing, but yeah.
Jobber?
Yeah. Right, release the next guy.
Stick her in there. Yeah, this guy should just go, I'm sorry, but I mean...
He should get in that Ferrari he drove into NXT and piss off.
And then up next we have Grayson Waller. Big fan of Grayson Waller.
Upper mid-card.
I'd stick him in upper mid-card. I'd stick him probably...
Right there.
I'd stick him in here.
Aye, right there.
Boom, in front of Chelsea Green, but behind Tiffany Stratton. Not a bad place to be. And there you go, guys. That is it. That is our list there. That is our tier list for Friday Night Smackdown. So let us know what you think. We'll catch you in the next one. And of course, until then, let us know your thoughts and where you would rank people. And do you believe there is a top star on SmackDown that we missed? We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.